Hey guys, this is SF and welcome to Random Talk Sundays. This week I'll be farming Cybele and with my ult, of course, because I am so behind on Cybele farming. Let's see how much luck I have. Not a lot, basically. Going down. Cybele, there are some leftovers, but I'm at around 50. I'm only halfway, and this is on, I think like this is a Friday, so I think it started on the 1st, so 4 days on 50. I guess is not bad, but you know, there are people that already finished, especially people who can play local co-op. Then they probably finish within like 2 or 3 days. So I am super behind, and my ult is even further behind. But anyways, we will start it up. But Cybele, there's a split between Cybele in terms of farming. Some people just want to get one and then be done with it. Others want to farm for max luck, and some are kind of like stressing out over the damage drops, and some people are stressing out for the stuff that NA's putting out right now, just because there's so much going on now. And it's kind of like the same as in JP, where there's like multiple stuff coming up. So JP right now, well, most of it is finished for JP. Of course, there is the new series that's out in JP. Recently was Memento Mori, but that's only like a one-off. But next week, the series does continue. The Jewel Academy number 2, not the first one. Jewel Academy number 2 is continuing, and then that's the Impossible Colossal Blitz for next week as well for JP. So that's how they're stacking up. In NA right now is Cybele, and then there's Jewel Academy number 1, or Arcana Academia. I think that's the name, or Academia Arcana. I think Arcania Academia is more likely the real name. But anyways, the Jewel series number 1. So that's Ruby, Emerald, and Diamond. But yeah, some people are not really are kind of burnt out right now, because before it was Jack, and Jack needed a lot of farming, and now there's Cybele that needs a lot of farming. And then of course there's also on top of Cybele there is Jewel Academy 2 and Jewel Academy 1. So that's a lot of stuff on their plate, and some might not be able to take it, so they kind of have to pick and choose. Of course, some people will just finish Cybele in these 2 weeks and then leave Jewel Academy for later if they actually want to max luck it, and we'll see how that goes. And totally forgot it was Chainbound that is Chainbound's turn. Kind of wasted a shot there. Next one is Chainbound number 2. So I'm just going to go up and down. I think this is not a really good dungeon to actually do these videos, because I kind of have to focus to actually beat the dungeon. Well, not in the extreme stage, but in the EX stage, I would have to actually try. But yeah, people might not be able to farm, well, keep up, as I would call it. Of course, you can always save stuff for later, but you know, when you leave it for like another day, then there's other stuff happening during that day as well, so you're gonna be even further behind, and you know, and it just keeps on going like that. And I'm so low on HP, most likely because hearts are not coming up for me, but it should be okay. And then Chainbound, I'm just gonna go hammer. I'm not gonna stall for the heart. Screw stalling for hearts. But for me, for NA, what I'm gonna do probably for NA is to just farm rank after I finish Cybele, so that there is ×5 for trial dungeons, which is a lot of XP. I just wanna farm for rank. That's probably my first priority. I don't really care about the 24-hour thing, and I haven't been really farming the Jewel Academy or any of the recent series, so I didn't farm the previous series, which included the Halloween Alphas. I think Halloween Alphas was the last one, right? Yeah. And I didn't farm any of it. I just got like a few copies and then was done with it. And then I didn't farm like Joe Max or Roller Girl either, because I was busy for JP as well. So maybe I'll probably won't. So that's why I probably won't farm it. Although First Impress, I kind of need a max luck for Avalon. Of course, Avalon's coming out near the end of the month, and I kind of need one, just for max luck purposes. Because, well, actually I have Ogron, so it shouldn't be that bad, actually. You can bring Ogron in there. And then should be okay. But you know, I would kind of want to have First Impress. For my usual Avalon team, it's going to be and JP is First Impress, and then 2 Yamato Takeyus, and then like whatever else is in the friend list. So could be a Amaxashiro, could be a Gennai, it could be whatever is there as well. It could be even a Lilith. I've seen some Lilith friends as well, because Lilith is actually surprisingly good. So Avalon in the dungeon in itself is basically like Yamato Takeru, and it's all about pinching. So if you cannot beat Yamato Takeru, then most likely you'll never be able to beat Avalon, because Avalon is just 10 times as hard as Yamato Takeru, in my opinion. There are some cheese strats, I guess, where you just bring like 4 Susanos and then hope for the best type of thing. But of course, that's not really beating the dungeon, in my opinion, because you're just going there to bump into, hopefully get lucky with the no warps and with the warps, and then just hit, and then hit the and then hit your other monsters. So I don't really call that win, in my opinion. So Avalon is probably not a dungeon for everybody. Most people, there's gonna be a lot more deaths than wins, in my opinion. Like I said, if you cannot beat Yamato Takeru, then for sure you can never beat Avalon, in my opinion. It's not because Yamato Takeru and Avalon, the main similarity is that it's not about the monsters, it is about how you play the dungeon. Like even for Cybele, it's not really about the monster, but more about how you play with the magic circles. And of course there are some monsters in Cybele that makes it relatively easier, like of course Spica and like Agnamut, and then those types of monsters. But those monsters can easily lose if you don't play with the magic circles correctly. And if you're really a true master of the magic circles, then you can beat it with almost any monster, in my opinion. I did win it with all NA monsters with my challenge Thursday run. I was a little bit surprised, but I managed to do it and hopefully clear this guy. Come on! Oh, that was close. One more round. There we go. No, you do not control death, Cybele. I control your death, but you don't control anybody else's death. But so yeah, it's not about the monsters. There are in Avalon that makes it a little bit easier, and that is Lilith and Gennai, but it's not 100% needed. And then I guess Yamato Takeru also makes it a little bit easier as well, but it's not 100% needed. Because like even in JP, I've beaten it with just farmables, and then I guess that does not include Yamato Takeru. And let's see the first orb. That did not include any like really OPs like Amasashiro or Yamato Takeru. I think I went in with like Izumo or something as a friend monster. But all my 3 monsters were First Impress, Lilith, and then collaboration monster that's also a no warp monster. So, and she didn't really do anything. I didn't really even strike shot her as well. So it's kind of like an Ogron. You can replace it with Ogron, but like I said, it's all about how you play the dungeon and not missing shots in that dungeon. And for Avalon, it's really punishing if you miss a shot. Like super punishing. So like it basically, if you miss a shot, you can basically die just because you missed that shot. So you do not want to. You have to be precise. You have to be well positioned for the most part. And then of course you gotta know your angles for pinching. And the pinching in Avalon is more harder than it's a lot harder than Yamato Takeru as well. The room for error is smaller than Yamato Takeru. So you can mess up pinches for that as well. So like I said, Avalon is not for everybody. That's why there is the max luck limit as well. There is 5 max lucks. You have to make 5 max lucks. Of course, if you've been playing for the past month or two, then you'll most likely be able to have it because you have max lucks from the Jack series. So that's 3, and then you can probably finish Leah or Lucas or Cthulhu or Dax within a month or 2 if you're actually like into into wanting to challenge the Colossals. And then of course they're also giving you 24-hour blocks of farming some extreme monsters for like the next week or 2. And they're relatively good monsters. Queen Butterfly, of course, really good. I think Takayasha is also in there, so Takayasha is probably like the best dark no damage wall, like best no damage wall farmable besides like Impossibles and stuff like that. And then who else is next? Tengu is also great because he has double nulls as well. And I keep on forgetting all the other ones. Oh yeah, Zhang Jiang is also a good no warp. It's a good no warp monster. Right now I'm just stalling. I don't really care about damage. I do have a heart so I can heal up when the big attack comes. And so yeah, you can basically farm that out, and then I'll probably do some kind of series. If you have any idea of what you want me to do in those 5 dungeons, then by all means comment. Like do like challenge dungeons, do like something like all 4-star all 4-5-star monsters or something like that. Then be sure to like tell me. Next one is revive. Next one is the giant attack, so as long as I clear off the fork and knife dude, then it should be okay. Die, fork and knife dude. There we go. And then giant attack comes, I will survive. But barely. And he won't attack until next turn. And then I have the skull guys to clear off. Okay. But this is how if I really try hard in Cybele, this is what I always do. I always keep track of what attacks is what and how much damage they do, so I don't have to mindlessly take hearts and stuff like that. So like next is Daigoku, right? So okay, just go like this, hit the 2 over there or not. Okay, that's good as well. But that's how I play like really hard dungeons and really focus, especially when I do like challenge dungeons. I would research what comes next, what their damage does, and go from there, and then basically do it like that. Like for dungeons that kind of farm and do whatever, I don't really care about it that much. But in terms of farming, I really advise people to do that for Gilda Ray, because that dungeon is a biatch. Like if you think Cybele is bad, Gilda Ray is even worse in my opinion. I hate Gilda Ray's dungeon more than Cybele. And Gilda Ray's dungeon is no gravity barriers, and then there's magic circles as well. So it's not really that much different. Of course, Cybele has one more null and one more like gimmick out there, but it's nothing that big of a deal. But I just hate Gilda Ray's dungeon like 10 times more than Cybele's extra stage. I just don't know why, it's just I really hate it. because I don't know, you just taking so much damage, and then the really bad part is that there are healing walls. Of course, there's normal hearts as well. There are healing walls, but you want to get to the healing walls, you have to go through magic circles as well. So go from the top. Oh, guess not. So basically, if you want to heal, you have to risk your life being a chick, which is kind of BS in my opinion. And next is let's grab the heart just in case, because I might not be able to hit Cybele or finish Cybele. Okay, I did, and still a chick. That's fine. But that's why I really hate. That was like there was when that series came. It was when I was starting to like get into the max luck mood, and I basically max luck anything and everything that came out new. And that was the first dungeon I actually said it's not worth it. That was like the first and only dungeon. That was like, it's not worth it. Like, I'm wasting so many like time / stamina for orbs, orbs for stamina, that I was like, screw it, it's not worth it. And I think I never played that dungeon since. So it's like it's been like a year in the making. Like, of course there are better monsters now that might make it a little bit easier. Of course, there weren't like no magic circle monsters back then, like Jekyll and Hyde wasn't out during that time. So maybe it'll be a little bit different, but still, it's still a really BS dungeon in my opinion. Like Arthur was up back then, so maybe people will be using Arthur during that time. But for this session, but still. And how come she didn't turn back? Like, he didn't turn back? Oh, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. And Benkei is in a mess spot. Should I free him? Should I free him with Daigoku? Let's free him. I don't want to take in more damage from the mines as well. And I didn't really free him, but I did clear out the skull, so it's okay. All's good. All's good. All is good. Ouch. Next is this Jack. Let's go like this. And I missed the magic circle. No, I didn't. Okay, one more shot. Oh, revives next. So I gotta at least get the heart. Okay. I'm gonna take in some damage from the revive, but it's okay. I'll still survive. And should I pop it? Should I just pop it? Let's pop it. And then Benkei is not in a good position, and when it's his turn, the revive will come. So I have to get a little bit RNG'd. Because I'm right behind that dude. So I basically have to hit bomb combos and hopefully clear enough that the revive will not basically clear, will not revive the skull, and then behind Benkei so I can strike shot. That's how you do it. Let's go. Oh, I missed, but it's fine. Okay, that's 2. That's so nowhere near enough. Okay, here comes the revive. That's fine. And just make sure I don't become a chick for the next shot. Okay, I'm out in the open. That's not bad. And all I gotta do is survive until Benkei. Avoid duty. Oh, that's not good. Okay, and my chain bounds are chicks. This is great. There's a heart. Nobody's gonna attack. Actually, the thing is gonna attack. So I have to get it. And then next one's the revive. So that's basically it. Is it? Give me a gold heart. Give me a gold heart. No, there's no gold heart. So I guess that's it. So just go really random. It doesn't really matter in the long run because I'm basically dead. Boom. And revive. Bad luck on Benkei's positioning. If not, then I would have just one-shot it. But what do you know? That's how this dungeon is. If you screw up, then you screw up. And in Avalon, there's no like second chance. Like if you mess that up in the first place, you'll be dead in the first round of attacks. And I guess I'll play one more extreme. I'll play the extreme and then I'll leave it there for the video. But you know, I always lose. And I don't really focus that much when I farm. Although I kind of focus there, it's just that I didn't really focus that much. But I guess I talked about NA more than enough, and I think it's time to talk about JP. And oh my god, like I'm filming this on Friday, so this morning on Friday it was the first session of Memento Mori, and it was interesting. People say it's just as hard as Eden. Some people say it's relatively easy. In my opinion, it is stressful, and I didn't beat it. The furthest I went was the second boss stage. It's 2 out of 3 in terms of boss stages. Second out of 3, and it was a sliver. It was a sliver for the second boss stage. So if I get like one more bounce onto Memento Mori, then I would have went to the last stage. And from what I've heard, the last stage is more easier than the previous stages. So if I beat that second boss bar, then yeah, then I would have won. And I have my strike shots up and all that stuff as well. But it's like there's a zombie loop, which makes it annoying. It's a little bit different in terms of zombie loops because of what the dungeon actually is. So basically, there's mines, and some of the monsters, not all the monsters, will be hit with more damage if the monster attacking has a mine on them. So you have to have 100% minesweepers. You have to at least have one minesweeper, preferably 3. Preferably 3. And what makes it kind of frustrating, of course there's mines, and then there's also what you call it, gravity barrier. So you're kind of fixed into fire, no gravity barrier, minesweeper. So for people who have Agna X and Apollo, then rejoice, because you basically have the 2 of the 3 OP monsters. The third one being the new series Coral, the Ascended version of Coral, which is also a minesweeper, no gravity barrier monster. So, and if they have a mine on them, then they can one-shot the reviving mobs, and that will break the loop, because you have to clear all the guys in the all the revival guys. So kind of like the zombies and Izanami, you have to clear them both at the same time, and only, or all 3. There are some stages where it has 3. So there's that. And of course, mines come from like mine drones, and they're different mines because they're sticky mines. They're kind of like the mines in. There was a recent dungeon of that. What's that dungeon? Halloween Lilith. Halloween Lilith. So they're sticky mines. So of course, the mines will just go into them if they're minesweepers. So they take in those mines and basically use those mines to one-shot to hit the revival guys, and then that's how you clear the stage. How do you clear the loop? Sounds simple enough. There are some complications, of course. One is it's basically a box check dungeon, which not a lot, which people don't really like. Like basically, if you don't have Agnamut X or Apollo on your team, then you're basically dead. Your chances of winning is basically like 20% or lower. And of course there is Ashra, but Ashra is really slow, so you might not be able to hit all the guys at once. So there's that. And there's no minesweeper, no gravity barrier farmable there. For me, I brought 2 Ashras, Audoma, and then whatever friend there is usually Agnamut X. But But it's basically, like I said, a box check dungeon. So I didn't have like Agna X or Apollo in my JP account, so that's why I lost. I did went far with that team, so I'm not saying it's impossible, but your chances of winning is really really low. And like all the clear screenshots I've seen basically has a full team of Agna X's and Apollos. There might be some like off picks like Robin Hood or Roma in there, but it's basically those two monsters and then the new monster Coral, which is not everybody's favorite thing because of course if you have the OPs then you're bound to win, but if you don't then you're bound to lose type of dungeons. And also it's really long, and when I mean long, it is a loop dungeon, so you can basically stay in the loop for like minutes, for like hours if you can, because there is no like giant volatile blasts like right in your face. And then as long as you have hearts, then you can keep on keep alive, then the loop just keeps on continuing, and that's even longer. And I've seen people took like 30 minutes just to clear it because the loop was that annoying. And like for me, it took me 8 minutes just to clear out the second loop, which is super long. That's like a whole dungeon already. Don't become a chick. There you go. So yeah, that's why it's kind of annoying. And the, of course, with the loop and the whole nature of Minesweepers. So let's say there's three mobs that you need to clear at once, right? So of course you can only hold so many mines for a Minesweeper monster, that if you miss a shot or if you hit the same monster that you shot twice, that you basically couldn't finish the loop and you have to start all over again. Because Minesweeper can only hold 4 mines at once, and if you waste like 2 shots or 3 shots in one monster and you cannot clear the other one, then you're basically have to start over, and that's really annoying. That is super annoying. And why those 3 monsters? Why not like other Minesweeper monsters? Is because if you're not a fire no gravity barrier fire Minesweeper monster, then you cannot one shot the mob. So that's really annoying. Like I tried some of my other Minesweeper no gravity barrier monsters and I cannot one shot them, and that basically kills the whole dungeon. Because of course it's not like a regular like one shot dungeon like Skyomi where you can hit it a number of times and then they will die. No, because you can. There is a limit of how many hits that you can actually use to one shot the loop and end it. But next time hopefully I'll be able to clear it, but I'm not sure. And she'll be coming back next week or the week after for the Impossible Colossal Festival or Blitz. Then hopefully I get a video. I hope that it's not going to be like a 30-minute long video, because that's going to be stressful for you guys and that's going to be stressful for me to commentate or just fast forward or something like that. But you know, hopefully I'll get that done. But I guess I'll end it off now with the extreme and not die in the EX. But that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.